Let's get right into the news.
Keem Thomicus.
Hi there, and welcome to the Animag podcast.
Hey, and welcome to the #1 anime podcast on the planet. Baby, I'm your host, Asylum, sitting here with...
Domicus, and we are here for episode 6 of the review of Orange.
Well, it's episode 6 for our podcast. It's episode 2 of Orange.
Yeah.
Let's not confuse them right out the gate. Okay. It's pretty good, dude. I just noticed that today, how fast we're accumulating episodes now since we're doing them, one by one rather than a whole season.
Yeah. I didn't even take any notes on this episode. It was just...
I got a lot.
One thing. Of course, you probably have questions.
I do.
About
and
the anime.
Listen to this. That's a whole page worth of notes, man.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so be prepared.
For like 2 hours.
Not 2 hours. We'll probably be here for like 20-ish minutes, though, because I took some notes and I caught a few things. Here's the first question right out the gate. Is every goddamn episode gonna do this to me, where the first 3/4 of the episode is kind of like meh, and then right at the end, a bunch of shit comes out and you're like, oh.
I didn't watch all of it. I just read the manga.
Okay.
And it was like reading the manga, it feels different because you actually get sucked into it. Because you create their voices, you create how they sound. And like in the anime, it's just the important shit is towards the end.
I feel like that's really the case for this particular anime because, man, it's a 28-minute episode. So for the first, 20 minutes, it's just boring. It's almost like you said no filler. I feel like the first 3/4 of each episode I've seen so far has been all filler. And just right at the end, you get the fucking big piece of information that you're looking for.
Oh, they probably just want to show what the characters do and all that.
It is, I guess they do also make that happen because it's a good way to do character development,
Because if you just take that out and just do the ending, it'd be pointless.
Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't really have a long season that way.
Yeah. Look at my
oh God. So what you pictured in your head, is it the same as what you're seeing on the show or is it different? Voice wise and attitude wise?
It was the same.
Okay.
But I was just shocked I didn't get the side character yet because I gave her this. Basically, Jace's fucking voice was talking as her.
For the side? You talking about the spy character that you mentioned?
Yeah, the side character.
Okay.
You see her in this episode.
We're gonna skip one section of my notes because that is on the second part of it. Is that the girl with the red hair that we saw when she was watching the soccer practice?
Yep.
Yeah, I figured because they show her really quick and I'm like, that must be the spy that Domicus was telling me about.
The side character, the spy.
You said she was a spy.
A side character.
Bro.
My bad.
Bro, you literally said she was a spy. And I'm like, a spy from what? The future? Coming back to make sure that Naho's doing the fucking shit for the letter?
I called her a bitch. You think I would like her?
I don't know.
You're gonna fucking hate her too.
So diving into the second episode, letter 2, really and truly at the beginning, nothing happens. They're just in school.
Having a normal day.
Naho tells Haruto that Kakeru is actually pretty good at soccer and that he might be interested in joining the team. So Haruto invites Kakeru come to practice. And he's like, yeah, okay, sure. And then his button falls off his jacket. And they made such they made a big stink about this button. She's like, I can sew it on. And I thought it was going to have some kind of importance later on in the episode, but it didn't. Why they drag that on?
Yeah, Sua's button.
Yeah. I don't know why they made that such a big deal. And then they start referencing the letter a little bit, which is cool, and you learn that Kakeru doesn't get food, and this plays into later down the line you understand it a little more. So then Naho's like, oh, I'm gonna make Kakeru some food and I'm gonna bring it to him tomorrow. And we're gonna hear about this food for the rest of this podcast episode because you literally you deal with this for the entire episode. Why was she so chicken shit to give him this food? You know what I'm saying?
I could understand, I guess, her personality. She didn't want to see his reaction. You didn't have to do this for me. Oh, this food, it's not that great or whatever.
Right.
That's what got me. It's like, I can understand what made her change her mind.
She's like, I'm going to give it to him and I'm going to run away. Like, no, you worked hard on this food, man. Give it to him. Like, hey, I made this for you. Even if you're not
like a shy person.
You can tell that she's really shy.
Mm-hmm.
Kakeru gets invited to soccer practice, and the next big scene is them at the soccer practice, and that's when you see the side character, not the spy.
The side character, yep.
The side character. Very quick glimpse, though. But she's so different and noticeable that immediately I knew that this was who you talked about in episode 1.
For the other students, they have minor details.
Now, the side character, I know they only show her. She doesn't talk. They don't interact with her. Does she go to the school? I guess you could give... That's a good spoiler you could give. She goes to the school.
She
so
does.
Do they know her? Like, does Naho and all of them know her?
She's popular at school. That's
why. She is popular. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that because they don't tell you enough just from the glimpse that you get.
It's supposed to be the hottest girl at school.
Oh, really? Ew, that?
Exactly.
Bro,
that's why I said that's Jace.
That's so funny for us, but literally no one listening except for like maybe Sid will understand that. And Xavier, yeah, if he listens. Alright, so cut to the fucking soccer practice. All these girls are riding Kakeru's dick, right? Because turns out this dude's been playing soccer since he was in elementary school. And they're like, oh my god, he's so good. So towards the end of the practice, Haruto is talking with Kakeru and like a couple of the girls, and he's all like getting jealous because they're riding Kakeru's dick a little bit, and he's like, oh, he only made that goal because of my pass. And you know what that reminded me of?
What?
Us when we did the Rocket League tournament. I was literally Hiroto. I'm like, yeah, we only won that shit because I stayed in the goal. No big deal.
That's true.
I had to tell you that, dude. I was laughing so hard when I thought of that. And like, here's another big question, okay? So at that moment when they're sitting in, it's like some, I guess what would be the bleachers, but they're just cement stairs for the soccer field. Hiroto invites Kakeru to like join the team, and Kakeru's like, I'll do it, but just on a provisional basis, right? Why in the fuck did they fucking hold hands and shake each other's hands for 9 minutes straight?
Dude, they were staring at each other's eyes. Like in the manga, I don't even think that happens. Or they go to shake hands and it's like 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
It was 9 minutes, yes. It literally like, it started counting. It was like 2 minutes, 3 minutes later, 4, and they're still... Why? What was the point of that? That makes no sense at all. Was that just like easy filler for that part? Like, let's just put a time lapse.
They probably did the episode and then it was like, oh shit, we need to at least give, because it was like
yeah, they might have needed to get to a certain like time point.
If that is, I could understand that.
I mean, yeah, but put some better shit in there. Not just that, they hold hands and shake each other's hands softly for 9 minutes. That's weird. Here's the thing: if I get invited to a soccer team and I'm like, sure, I'll do it, but on a provisional basis, and then the motherfucker that invited me shakes my hand for 9 minutes, I'm gonna be like, nah, fam, I'm good.
That's Nick Arteta in construction
and his construction man. Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much the end of the practice scene. Not much really happens there. I mean, you find out that Kakeru's good at soccer, whatever, and then him and Hiroto shake each other's hands for 9 minutes, which is really weird. So then we start diving into like what we talked about with the food, because the food comes into play here. Naho is at her house and she makes Kakeru an ass load of food for lunch, dude. I'm not talking a little bit. Like, she made a lot. Her mom's like, oh, do you have some kind of like softball meat or something today? Because that's a lot of food. But her mom and her dad, well, her mom definitely, her mom's like, yeah, she's in love. Like, her mom catches it. And they get to school, and here's where it starts. Naho has the food in the bag, doesn't give it to Kakeru. And later down the line, like, I guess when their day finishes for school, Kakeru's like, that bag looks really heavy, heavier than usual. Here, let me carry it for you. And she's like, no, like flinches, makes this big old scene, right?
Yeah.
That's so dumb. Just give him the food.
Made Kakeru feel bad.
Yeah, made him feel really bad.
When he was just trying to help.
Yep. I guess she catches that, right? Because you made a big scene for nothing. So she goes outside and she waits for Kakeru to get like out of the school. I guess she was like getting ready to walk home or whatever, just to yell at this dude. She's like, I'm sorry about you earlier. Like, way to scare somebody. Good Lord. And then he invites her on a walk. It was him and Hiroto, right?
Yes, and Hiroto was like, I'm gonna catch you guys later.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? You two go for the walk. I don't want any part of that shit.
I thought Noho was supposed to go with the other girls, and then I guess she turned back.
Yeah, okay. That's a good point.
That's what I forgot. I was like, something's missing here.
Yeah, the rest of the girls invited Naho to go on, was it like a shopping spree or something?
Yeah, shopping. And then, like, it was bothering Noho to not give
Noho.
Yeah, Noho.
Naho, man.
Naho.
Noho.
No.
This is why I'm in charge of the names around here, guys. She didn't go on the shopping trip for what? To go back and apologize to Kakeru?
I think that, and probably to give the food, because she was kind of thinking to herself. And then the other chicks was like, what's wrong? And then it just cuts to her waiting at the gate, I think.
Oh, okay. See, they didn't really explain that too well. We kind of had to piece that together ourselves. But that's okay, because then they go on the walk. And the walk is where the episode...
Everything gets interesting.
Everything...
Find out.
Woo! This walk, dude. So they're cruising along, right? And Kakeru's asking Naho a fuck ton of questions. And at this point, I'm like, dude, when is it her turn to ask him some questions, right? And they sit down in this little area, and oh my fucking god, we learn a lot. We learn why Kakeru won't join the soccer team, and why he missed school for 2 weeks in the first episode. It's that his fucking mom killed herself.
Yes.
That's so sad, bro.
You're gonna see later on why she did it.
Oh my god, that's so sad. I can't deal with that. I was not expecting that, to be honest. Like, even if they would have said she got sick and died, that is a little more, like, predictable than, oh no, my mom killed herself, so I missed 2 weeks of school.
Well, he missed 1 week for the funeral, and then the second week he was moving to his grandma's.
He does mention that. He said he spent a week moving. And he also mentions how he had promised his mom once that he wouldn't join any club. So yes. that's why he's...
You find out, and, like, it's gonna be, like, her side of the story and his side of the story.
Okay.
We're gonna get to see that later on.
I'm excited for that to develop.
If the anime goes to the end. But I think it will.
To the end of the books?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so.
There's only like 2 books.
Oh, there's only 2 books?
Well,
You got the whole thing.
Yeah, I got the whole thing. I got it's the big books.
I just
don't
can't.
know about the small books.
I'm still, like, shook. That is like, oh, my mom killed herself. That is fucking wild, man. Here in my notes is where I start having a bunch of questions for you.
Oh, but before we get into that, that's when Naho realizes, oh shit. So this is why we shouldn't have invited him.
See, okay, so I'm going to skip ahead of my notes a little bit. Or actually, this is right where I'm at. Actually, perfect. Our thoughts or our notes might have just lined up, because she thought, in my notes I wrote this, she thinks back to the letter saying not to invite Kakeru on the opening ceremony day, and she said she failed and still has regret because she did invite him. So here's the question, what would have changed if she didn't invite him? Would his mom have not killed herself?
Yes.
She killed herself on opening ceremony day when he was having the curry buns?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god, bro. That's a bit of a spoiler, I guess, but we're all gonna see it.
I'm not gonna tell you why she killed herself.
Fuck.
Yes, she would be still with him.
Oh my god, dude! This anime.
So far, she has one mistake. Oh, one regret.
That's a big regret.
Yes.
That's a massive regret. Oh my god.
And then this is when she's actually taking this shit seriously.
Yeah. The way that they did this area of the episode was, I thought, pretty good, because they go into that, which is like really heavy. You know, you find out his mom died from suicide. And then finally, she gives him the lunch. She finally is like, here, I made you a lunch. And in her head, she's like, here, give him the lunch and run away. That's so fucking weird to me. If I'm hanging with a girl, right, I just told her some really heavy shit, and as I'm walking away to go cry or whatever, she's like, hey, I made you lunch, and I'm like, oh, cool. She gives me this lunch and just runs away. I'm like, oh, okay. But she didn't run away. She gave him the food, and he grabs it, and then she gets a little clingy because she's like, I'll make you a lunch every day, every single day. And I'm like, easy, baby, you're getting a little clingy. All right, let it breathe. Give him the lunch, let him enjoy it. And then she also noticed like how happy he was because she gave him food, because he's like, man, I actually kind of wanted you to do this, to be honest. And
she was like, oh, I'm gonna start waking you up early.
Yes, she gets way too clingy.
Well, she's trying to break out of her shyness.
You don't do that by becoming a psycho crazy bitch, okay? You take it easy. You're like, oh, he enjoys my food? Cool. I'll make him like 2 a week. You don't say that like, I'm gonna go to your fucking house and dress you, get you out of bed, make you a lunch every single day. She says, even if you can't get up, I'll make you lunch. That's a little clingy to me, man. I think she might be a little crazy.
It's not as psychotic as Mommy.
Well, that's true. Mommy is top-tiered craziest anime chick of all time.
Nobody fucking likes her in Rent a Girlfriend.
Of course not. And then that pretty much closes out the episode, except for like, there's one more scene where it's like a flash forward scene. The whole gang is in the car. They're back with the flowers again. It says winter of his 17th year, Kakeru died in an accident. So here's my big final question, and it might lead to a spoiler. Does this motherfucker kill himself? I don't like this pause that you're giving me. I think I just figured this shit out.
You just have to figure it out.
She is trying to prevent him from killing himself.
Could be an accident.
Yeah, that's what people call an accident, Thomicus. When someone kills themselves, they're like, yeah, he died in an accident.
You just learned.
No, fucking, I figured it out. I so figured this out, dude. No way.
So, the beginning part is focused on the open ceremony. And now we just figured out the end.
Okay.
So it's going to be, the ending of the anime is going to be the winter.
Oh, when the accident happens?
When the accident happens.
Oh my god, I can't deal with that, dude. It's like no matter what timeline we're looking at this from, his mom is still dead, right? She's not going to come back because Naho didn't do what she needed to do to try to save his mom by not inviting him to have curry bread. So that's pretty sad. And it's like, in my head, thinking about the original timeline, you know, his mom kills herself and then he's sad over it. And in my brain, I think maybe he killed himself because of that. So thinking of it in that aspect, it's like, if you're Naho, his mom already killed herself and you're thinking about this note, what do you do to try to get this guy to not be extremely sad and kill himself? Like, how do you handle that situation?
I don't even know.
I don't know what she can do.
I don't know how the future Noho knew what to do.
No!
No! God damn it!
Let's get right to the names. Good lord, man. Naho,
Suwa, Asusa, Saku.
That's an easy name too. Naho. Kakeru's easy.
And Takako.
Azusa's the bread bitch. Takako's the girl with the long hair and the bangs. Hagida's got the glasses and gray hair. If you're watching, I mean, you probably figured it out by now, but I wrote them down mostly for me. Typically takes me a long time to remember names in animes, but I find like I'm doing a pretty good job with this one, remembering. I don't know if I'm just super invested in the story or what, man. But
You probably are.
I'm kind of excited to get to the next episode.
Same. After I watched episode 2, I was like, man, I want to watch episode 3 now.
I'm not gonna lie, I almost did, and I almost just took my notes really quick, and I would just rewatch it next week. But then I was like, nah, let me stay on schedule, because I'm gonna fuck myself up. But also, you know, if we do kind of watch one early, we could always record an episode on Thursday and then again on Tuesday. So we end up being ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
Just in case something happens, because if you're listening, I got really worried for this week's episode, man. Thomicus was sick. I started feeling pretty bad and I'm like, dude, I hate podcasting when my voice isn't 100%. So it's kind of good if we like get a little bit ahead of schedule in case we have to skip a week. We still have the episode recorded and ready.
Yeah. I already know. You just want to watch the next episode. That's it.
Dude, I'll hammer the rest of this freaking season out. I want to know what happens.
I was like, man, yesterday I was waiting. I was like, okay, let me go play a game. And I was like, okay, he's not. I thought we were going to hammer it and then maybe do another one.
We could have, but
okay, here's a question for me. As of right now, who is your favorite character?
That's tough, because like I have to say Naho, because I don't know everyone else enough. You know, so far the main people that we've really had storyline with is Naho, Kakeru, and Hiroto. Everyone else has just kind of been like, you know, side characters for now. Maybe Kakeru though. I kind of like Kakeru too though.
My favorite character is Kakeru because I know. Oh my god. Oh, after you watch the whole fucking series or the season,
well, goddamn, you gonna freaking get me wanting to go. Fuck. I'm telling you, dude. I'll hammer this shit. We should have just kept it to our old format and just watched the whole season and just reviewed the season.
But like, we want to at least adapt to, because Rent a Girlfriend's coming up, and
I like it. Think of it this way,
like it
right?
like this.
Yeah, because we're doing like 20 to 30 minutes for one episode versus 20 to 30 minutes for a whole season. There's so much that we have to leave out when we're reviewing an entire season.
And like, we're checking back. Well, I would check my notes while we would do the whole fucking season.
Yeah.
You know, this one is just like, okay, yeah, I know what happens.
Essentially, the only reason that I have the notes is so I can ask the questions. It's not taking notes like for the season. You got 10 to 13 pages of notes that you have to go through while you're podcasting. It's just not, it works, but it doesn't work. This is way better. And, that's literally the end of the episode 2.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoy it.
It wasn't bad. Still, like, I know we're not rating the episodes on the website, but if I had to give it a personal rating, I'd say again, just a mid-tiered episode, probably 5 out of 10.
How's the opening clean?
I'm still liking it. I'd bump it up one more, so 6 out of 10.
I kind of want to do some research and see what the song, what
it says,
intro and outro is all about.
Yeah.
What the song's about.
That'd be cool. That could be something for the next episode. And
unless it spoils it.
It might. It might spoil it. And just before we go, I want to mention that if you've been reading articles on the website, we've been having some issues with the server. Now, this isn't anything on our fault. This isn't anything to do with us being the problem. Just a big data center got DDoSed or whatever. So it not only affected us, it also affected major games like Among Us. Their servers have been down or on and off all week. But then last night, I was trying to implement a new feature that I'm working on, and I ended up breaking the site. So that revert was because of me. So if you're reading articles and they're there one day and gone the next day, it's just because we're doing reverts back to a stable point. Hopefully by next week, that's all said and done, and we could just keep moving forward, because I am super tired of posting episode 1 of Orange. You know, and just wanted to let you guys know that. It's not a big deal. Nothing crazy's happening. And finally, aside from that, you know, we want you to come to the website to hear the episodes first, but we're finally almost caught up with uploading to our YouTube and our Facebook page. And that's exciting. And also Thomicus has them over on his channel too, in case you just can't find them anywheres.
Yeah. But mine's like a week behind.
Yeah.
Just so I'm trying to do like, okay, but if you want to be caught up with the podcast, go to the website. Like,
yeah, I'm doing the same.
People to go to the website.
The website's where you're always going to get this week's current episode. And everything else, all the other places we upload them is just going to be a week late and archived. I don't really promote the YouTube or the Facebook. I just put them there because if something goes wrong, now we have them all uploaded in one space.
So yeah, if you see, like, we post this on Fridays, right?
Yes, the current episode goes up on the website on Friday morning.
If you do not see it on Friday, that means we probably
no, you'll see it Friday, because even if I can't put it on the website, I'll have an anchor link on the Facebook page. Yeah, so like, you know, even if the website's completely dead Friday, it will be uploaded to Anchor. And so it'll be in Spotify, Apple, Stitcher. It'll be in all those platforms Friday, no matter what.
Damn.
Yep. You know, just a fail safe. If you want all the current episodes on the Friday that they come out, go and follow us on Spotify. It is free to do. And if you got an iPhone and you don't want to use Spotify, we're also on Apple. I mean, yeah, get that trash out of here. But a listener is a listener, and we thank you for it.
Exactly. Yes.
So that was this week's review episode of episode 2 of Orange. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you guys next week for episode 3.
Sayonara.
See y'all later.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to visit our website at www.animag.org. See you next time.